going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Getting this uploaded Friday morning. Hopefully, if all the editing and stuff and everything goes well. Wednesday's video took me a long time to get edited. It was a lot longer video than I anticipated, but I was just kind of going over everything, kind of explaining what led us up to this point, kind of explaining the medical things and the doctor's appointment and all that kind of stuff. And I'll go into more detail about some things, you know, neuropathy and diabetic, you know, things like that. The medical side of things, I'll go into more details on the fasting and go into more details on the diet and stuff as we go along in some of these videos. Like I mentioned, the purpose of this channel is really to kind of be educational, kind of be informative, and you can just kind of see what I'm dealing with, where I'm going, how I'm doing. Hope you like the shirt. Have no fear, the beard is here. And today we're going to do the measurements. Like I mentioned on Wednesday, we are going to take the body measurements. So you're going to have to see all this sexiness again, unfortunately. But we want to show you how to do it. We want to show you the proper places to measure, the proper way to hold the tape. And then I've even got a little body caliper that I bought offline. I actually bought off of Amazon several years ago. If I can find the link to it, I'll put it in the description. But honestly, I don't know because I've had it for several years. Pulled it out of a drawer and we're going to put it to use today. Show you where I come up with that 33% body fat that I had mentioned on Wednesday's video. So we're going to just get right into it and take some measurements. All right, back in my almost birthday suit. I got my pants on. And don't worry, to save myself some embarrassment and save you some embarrassment too, all the lower, below the waist measurements, we went ahead and done off screen because you got to do those in your underwear and nobody wants to see that. So we're going to show you the way to do the measurements. The chart that we found online showed all of these different body parts. And so we're just going to go ahead and track those now. I know, you know, when you get into like bodybuilding and things like that, I know they measure calves and they measure forearms and neck and all that kind of stuff. So we're not going to do that today. We're just going to do these simple ones and just kind of show the track of those as we go along. I'll probably do this maybe once a month, and that way we can just kind of see how the inches are progressing. You know, hopefully the waist and everything's going down and maybe the biceps are coming up. We can hope. All right, so the first one we're going to do is the bicep. And the chart says to be sure and go around the thickest part of your upper arm. And you want to be relaxed, and you want to make sure that the tape is not being pulled so tight that it's cutting into your arm and making an indentation. You want it to be loose. You want it to be in the fattest part of your upper arm so that you can get a correct measurement. I got my beautiful tape measurer assistant today. That's my wife, and my daughter's on the camera. So you can see that the bicep, see the 0 in the right position. You want to make sure that that's lined up with the number that you're looking at. All right, and that should be 13 1/4. All right, so the next one we're going to do is the chest. Now, to get everything lined up, you want to outstretch your arms, get the tape to go around the biggest part of your upper chest, and have the tape in line with your nipples. All right, so you got to make sure that everything's lined up properly. If you got somebody helping you when they get things in line, be sure and put your arms back down because you will spread out as you relax. You want everything to be in a relaxed state. And you typically want to do the same ones all the time. So if you measure your right arm, be sure to measure your right arm next time. If you measure your right leg, be sure to measure your right leg next time. Just so you can get a good, solid, consistent basis for your measurements, okay? So we got the tape around the chest, right around the nipples, 51 inches. Big old barrel chest. All right, so the chart, the next recommended measurement it had was actually under the boobs, but I'm pretty sure that that's mainly more for the ladies, getting bra measurements and things like that. I know I've got man boobs, but I'm not really worried about that measurement. We've got the chest. So instead of that measurement, I decided to go with shoulders because I am pretty broad shouldered and I kind of want to see how that's affected through this process. So the next one we're doing is shoulders. And you want to make sure if you're doing your shoulders, you can do it one of two ways. You can either measure straight across from point to point and then just double that. I have seen things online where they said that gives you a pretty close measurement. Or you can do it like this if you've got one of these retractable tapes. You can just wrap around at the very upper part of your arm right before it starts going up into the shoulder curve. So not really the bicep and not all the way up to the collarbone area. So kind of in between. I've got a tattoo on my left arm. We kind of line it up with that, and then we go around the shoulder blades and around the upper portion of the chest. Sometimes it's a little hard to get these things lined up. You want to make sure you get your 0 lined up with your number. And the number for the chest, or for the shoulders, excuse me, is 54 3/4. All right, so the next measurement that we're going to do is the waist. On your waist, it is the most narrow area of your stomach region, your abdomen region. You want to go, you can measure this with the love handles and all of that kind of stuff. That's an additional measurement, but what it said in the chart as far as the actual waist, because you got to find where your hip bones and everything are at, and then go above that to the narrowest portion above your navel, above your belly button. So that's giving you a good waist measurement. Again, you want to make sure that you're at that narrow point and measure right above the belly button. Not sure if you could read on the tape when she had it up close, but it was 51 inches around the midsection, around the waist, according to the chart, 51 inches. All right, so the next one we have is hips and thigh, and I'll go ahead and have her do it over my pants just to show you the proper positioning, but the measurement that I have is what we got when, of course, I wasn't in anything. So we done that off screen and everything. That way you don't get the thickness of the pants and all that. We want to be sure and get good measurements when we do this. So if at all possible, if you do this, try to be, either down in your skimpiest underwear or even nude if you have that luxury. Just to be able to be sure and get your pure measurement. So I am going to have her go ahead and measure me now over my pants just to show you the proper positioning. All right, so this next one is for the hips, and that's going to be right around your butt region, right around your upper thighs, right there where your hip bones are at. You kind of, if you press in, mine don't protrude, but if you press in, you can kind of see where they're at. So you want that to be at your fattest portion, and then to come around into your pelvic region, kind of like your upper pelvic portion, what we call the fat part, the cushiony part of the pelvic region. You want to have your tape right around there, right around your butt area, and that's going to be your hip measurement. You want to make sure again and line up your 0 with your correct number. You may have to if you've got somebody helping you, because a lot of times going around it's a little bit hard to keep everything pulled tight without falling down, and that's on all of these measurements. So you may have to hold it in place. Once they get situated and can get things held, go ahead and let go so that you're not pushing in, okay? And that way you can also put your hands back down and relax. You want everything at a very relaxed way. You can see that she's right around this area here, right around my butt region, right around the pelvic region. She's lining the numbers up just like we did before. I'm not going to go by this measurement because, again, I've got some pretty thick jogging pants on, but I'm just showing you where to put that placement, okay? So that's the area that you want to measure for your hips. The hip measurement was 44 inches and 7/8. Again, I done that off camera just to go ahead and have that in place. But we wanted to write that up here. And I've already got my thigh measurement as well. It's 24 1/4, but I wanted to go ahead and show you the proper positioning on that. Again, with all of these, like I said, I'm just going to do this over my jogging pants, so I ain't got to be down in my underwear. But we just want to show you the proper positioning. Again, if you've got somebody helping you, and I highly recommend you do if you can, that way you can get good readings on your tape. You can spread out first. You're going to want to line the tape up in the largest portion of your thigh. So that's going to include, a lot of your inner thigh up at the very top. So be sure and get as high to the pelvis as you can. That way that you can get a good measurement. So once you have that in place, again, you can help hold, but once they have it pulled, go ahead and let that go so that you're not pulling anything in and you're not altering your measurements. So again, it's right around the thickest part of the thigh. Line your 0 up with your number, and then you've got your thigh measurement. But that's it, guys. Again, I just wanted to share this video, kind of like a Fitness Friday, kind of some tips on measuring body weight kind of thing, body fat percentage and all of that. My weight from Wednesday was 237.4, so we're just going to keep plugging along. It's, you know, a little over 5 pounds down from last week. You know, that's not a massive number, but it's not real small either. 5 pounds is a good weight to be down. 5 pound chunk of fat is pretty good size. So, you know, that's something to be proud of. We're going to continue pushing on. We're going to continue making changes, and we're going to just continue to share these videos, these tips, these how-tos like this as we progress in our journey. So let me know. Give me some comments down in the videos. I know I'm just getting started. I don't have a lot of content out there yet, but we're just going to keep putting these out. So be sure and participate. Be sure and give me some feedback. Give me some content. Again, I'm just starting out, so the quality is probably not what you're used to seeing on a lot of these big budget YouTube channels. But hey, we got to start somewhere. So give me some feedback. Be sure and like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. That way you can see all my videos as they come out. Be sure and hit that little bell icon that gives you a notification that I've uploaded something new. That way if you're wanting to really keep up with my journey, you don't miss any of the videos. So I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.